Twitch fans and USFA/CSFA fans alike. It's been a minute, but we are on Twitch once again, and we got some real big primetime football here tonight. It's gonna be the number 1 and the number 2 going at it to see who will be on top of the leaderboards here. I cannot wait to see these two teams. It's gonna be East Augusta taking on Central Houston Polytechnic. You know I had to get my boy Colby back in the booth again. Show some love to your people, my man.
I mean, a top seed matchup, you can't pass that up.
Cannot pass it up. It's gonna be a real big fight. We got some big playmakers on offense on both sides. The best TPE quarterback on East Augusta with some real solid receivers, and one of them we'll talk about him a little bit later, but Ronnie Shanahan actually leads the league in receptions. Didn't realize that, but he's been sneaky good whenever that ball was thrown to him. He's been making the catch, so you gotta give him some love. Magic Mahomes been doing well, and on the other side they got the best running back and the best wide receiver as well. So you got a star power all around, Tom Edwards and Kevin Lee respectively. What are you seeing from these two teams, and what are you thinking is what really got them to these top 2 seeds?
I mean, in EAU's case, I feel like they're probably just the most complete team. Like there's not an aspect of their game where they're really horrible. So even though I feel like their offense has been very underwhelming from what I was expecting last season, they're consistent.
Most definitely. On defense, we were talking about it before we got onto the booth here, but East Augusta doesn't really have the star factor. There isn't like one player that really stands out above the rest in regards to like the rest of the league on defense for East Augusta, but just like I said, very, very consistent. They've been doing the bend but don't break type of style defense, and it's been helping them out up to this point with a solid record on the season. They're trying to close it out real strong. On the other side, CHP kind of similar as well. Not like too many big star players as well, but they've had their moments where they've shown real promise, and I can't wait to see what these two teams will do. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the gameplay section so you can see what we're working with here. And as you can see, it looks like East Augusta has the slight edge here. CHP with 43% chance, and 3 of the 4 developers here is saying that it's going to be Blue Lobster football all day. Even though weird one, I haven't seen this one in a minute. 6-0 one by Joe Accardi. What are you seeing here?
2 cases of one of these things is not like the other. Joe with the score, Dave with the team.
Most definitely. It's going to be a fun matchup once again. To get some people up in here is going to be a fun matchup here. We're back in the booth. I'm not going to wait to hit the play button. Let's go ahead and get it running. Hope you're having a great weekend up to this point. Been a little busy on my side, I ain't gonna lie to you, but hey, we keep it moving. The game's gonna keep on running as long as I got something to say about it. And I can't wait to see what happens in the playoffs as well. We're seeing 2 playoff teams here coming into the fold. We'll see the other 2 playoff teams next week. That'll be Lake Geneva and Mile High. And let's see how these standings mark up, because at the end of the day, all of these seeds are not locked up yet, and we still got 4 more games to go through. Start out 1 of the 4 here as Magic Mahomes takes his one up the middle, hit by 2 defenders past the 20 to the 25, and it's going to be the snap gang.
I'm liking this style of red v blue.
Yes.
It's not quite as color rushy.
Most definitely. CHP is rocking their alternates for this game here. They got the battle red on the night shift, and it's going to be a handoff to Schmidt. He's not going to get to the line of scrimmage, and there's a bad mamma jamma. I did say that they didn't have too many playmakers, but I definitely slipped on Patrick McGowan. Definitely a front runner for the linebacker of the year. And left side here for Shanahan, getting his hands into the mix and getting to the 40.
You know, before we went live, I said I'm expecting EAU to have more first downs. So CHP, if they're going to win, they're going to have to come in big chunk plays.
And Isagusa getting another first to Magic Mahomes, and that gets them in the CHP territory, striking first with the pass game. Trying to avoid the sack. It had a man, but the pass a little off the mark there to the right side, setting up second down.
Doesn't matter. It only took 2 completions to get an enemy territory.
Looking for a man, had to throw that one away. He's going to get a second incompletion there. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Oh, 3rd incompletion. I was thinking something else. 5 wide receiver set, sends the blitz, doesn't get home, and incomplete on the left side. I thought he was going to hang on to it.
Chance for a pin coming up.
Ricardo Queso Quattro, number 69. Looking for the pin, not going to find it. And it's going to be CHP starting off with their first offensive possession. See how involved they get Kevin Lee in this offense. They're going to give it to Edwards for his first strike. Fumbles, and it's going to be Isagusa picking up on play number 1. And Isagusa is going to take the ball inside the 25. Big hit on Edwards. And it's going to set him up with some nice field position. Shanahan's by himself. He's going to make one man miss, but the second one knocks him down inside the 10 to the, looks like the 7.5-yard line.
And that's already 3 first downs they picked up. Just to put this in perspective.
Handoff. Schmidt makes one miss. He's going to get inside the 5 to the 4, make a 2nd and goal. Passing it again under a little pressure. Shanahan, touchdown. And we're going to go ahead and do the snip, snap, gang. Snip, snap. Get into the end zone of Shanahan. And that's going to make it 6-0. Can Ricardo Queso Quattro make it 7? No, he will not. Too far to the left there, but Isagusa is going to take the lead.
That.
I don't think so. I think it was a clean kick, but definitely not clean in regards to accuracy. But we'll set up another offensive drive here for CHP. Waylon Jottle finding a little room there, getting them past the 35, starting off solid field position. And you can give credit to that for the subpar kickoff there, but Edwards is going to make the catch and hold on to the football this time around for 4. Handoff here to Edwards, makes 2 men miss, and he's going to get to the 50, make that the 49. Nice move there by the very fast running back.
Yeah, he actually did look really speedy on that one.
Bridges looking for a man here. Going to toss this to the right and drop that one on the right side. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Middle of field, Edwards getting another catch. It's going to make it 3rd and 6 here.
There's been one play this entire game for CHP that has not gone to Edwards so far.
And if you remember that first play, it didn't turn out very well, but there goes Evans on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10. And the user right there is also having the linebacker on Lake Geneva. We was talking about that earlier. If he could get both of his players into the big game. And it's a good start for CHP on this drive, getting inside the 30. 2nd and 9 here, 3 wideouts, 1 tight end set here. Bridges the 2nd, looking left side. He's got Lee. He's got the speed, and he's just going to juke out of bounds inside the 10. A very well-balanced drive for sure. Hitting him in the run game, the pass game. You can't be too mad at that. And it's going to look left side here for Lee, but not getting that catch there. A little bit too high. If you waited just one more second and looked to the other side of the field, would have had the tight end open. Left side is open and dropped. But also like some coverage there too.
It's such a horrible route. Like the AI in this game sometimes.
Crazy thing is, like, it does come up with some easy catches sometimes, and that pass was off the mark there, and that's going to make him settle for 3. Kick is up for Molyneux. It's all day for Molyneux, and CHP is going to get on the board themselves. 6-3 is your score.
It was good to see we could at least move the ball and answer back.
Going to send this one off. Magic Mahomes on the return again. Going to take that pass to 20. Nisagu's going to start off with the football here on this drive. And something to think about. Looks like with CHP having the better kicker, Nisagu's going to have to start a little bit deeper in their own field position than CHP. So it could be something that CHP could use in their favor.
Not to mention the point that they left on the board with the extra point.
And Dean Schmidt sniped in the backfield there. Nice coverage there all around from the CHP defense, setting up a 3rd and 9 situation. And they're going to move to the 5 wide here. Falco looking, no blitzing there. They don't need it. Magic Mahomes is going to come down with it, and they'll move the chains at the 43. Hand off to Schmidt there. He's going to get maybe 1 yard there. 2nd and 9 coming up. Pitch right side. Schmidt trying to get down the field, but getting stopped at the line of scrimmage by Ryan Marshall. 3rd and 9 coming up again. And Falco's looking for a man. Right side is open for Huff, but he's not going to get the first behind the first down mark, and it's going to be a punt coming again.
This is the second drive that they got to about midfield before stalling.
Stalling right before the end of the first quarter. Let's go ahead and get it popping here. 4th and 5 once again gives RQ4 another chance to think about where he wants to put this punt. And it looks like it is going towards the sideline there, but it is going to get picked up by Charlie Mack, and I'll pin him inside the 20. Actually worked out in their favor too, make him going backwards after he picked up the football. But Kevin Lee taking that catch there. Is going to be 2nd and 4 coming. Bridges looking, right side's open. Kevin Lee's got the speed, past the 45-yard line, take it out of bounds. 1st down, Bloodhounds.
And that play really shows a lot of why EAU is such a dominant team. Against a lot of teams, that would have been a touchdown. But they actually have the folks who can range over the play and prevent that from being a one-shot score.
Most definitely. And chop down that pass there to the right side. It's going to set up a 2nd down and 10. 4 wide receiver set here for Bridges. The 2nd looking for a man. Tries to drop it in between 4 defenders, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be a 3rd down and long.
I love the confidence, but wow.
Bridges looking again. Left side is open. Kevin Lee, juke move, and he's going to be stopped a yard shy. And I was thinking it might have gave him a chance to move up the field past the line, because sometimes that juke move out of bounds gives him some more yards. But not that time. The punt going into the end zone, and East Augusta will retain the lead. Now, what can they do? Here's the question.
Works with the cut animation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we're both thinking about the same play.
Yes, Shanahan just going to take that one out of bounds for a quick scamper and 1st down to the 31-yard line. Look for a man again. Left side is open for Giancarlo Velasquez. Make it 2nd and 6. He's the top 2 tight end in the league, so he's trying to get some stats himself to close the season. Left side is open under some pressure, and Shanahan's still going to come down with it, getting them back in CHP territory. Wow.
It's a good thing those players aren't smart. Because if he'd waited for the guy next to him to throw that block, that would have been a score.
Dean Schmidt falls forward. He's going to get about 4 on the carry. 2nd and 6. If you guys haven't seen the CSFA stats and the USFA stats, now have the team statistics on the season. So make sure you look out at those, see how your teams have been doing in certain aspects. I've talked about it a little bit during the YouTube games this week. East Augusta, actually not East Augusta, Lake Geneva is actually the most penalized team in the CSFA. Queso Quattro sending that one away. And that's going out the back of the end zone. CHP once again on the move. Let's see what they could do.
Was that like a 21-yard punt?
Something like that. It's going to be Edward sniped. It's going to be Tyler Geronimo on the play, setting up 2nd and 10. Looking for a man here over the head of the receiver. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 coming. Bridges again, looking left side, and once again over the head of the receiver. Those short routes have not been working out for this team or any team in the CSFA, really. It's going to be 4th and 10.
So I honestly think it's a bug where the AI is trying to lead the receiver, but because they wait so long to throw, the receiver has already hit the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because you would think with only 90 speed, that wouldn't be an issue. But it's because they designed the route to be so short and the QBs to wait so long to make a decision.
Speaking of too late of making a decision, Patrick McGowan getting the sack again. It's going to be 2nd and 18. Falco looking, tossing this middle of the field. Giancarlo Velasquez bails him out. Flag on the play, and at the last second is a hold. That is tough.
I'm grateful, but that was a late-ass flag.
That was a late flag indeed. That was a sack number 5 on the season for Patrick McGowan. But they got to start over as East Augusta. Ron Shanahan's just going to take the short route there. And it's going to be a 3rd and 22 situation.
We lucked out.
Falco looking, another short route there for Huff, and he's just going to take that one out of bounds as well, because that's adding into the stat sheet, but not too much to continue to drive, and CHP is going to get the ball back. Let me go ahead and hit the settings real quick. I think I turned... Did I turn it off? Yep, called it.
Good catch.
I seen that 203. I was like, did I turn it off? That's what I was doing. But yeah, left side here for Lee, a juke move, and he had some room to run free if he had the chance to stay in bounds, but not happening. But it will stop the clock.
It's a shame because the receiver always jukes toward the sideline.
They never juke out like towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, I know. Juke absolutely worked.
2nd and 10 coming. Bridges so far 8 for 17, 95 yards, and they will have a new quarterback next season as well. So watch out for him. Ethan Holshin getting some speed down the field. Not that fast, but Gus Isagusa took their time to tackle him, but that'll get ECHP into the red zone almost. They're going to look left side here for Lee. Just going to take his catch there to stop the clock. Less than 90 seconds left. Bridges looking again. Left side is open for Armando Garcia. Catching that one, make it 3rd and 3. Blitz sacked is going to be right up the middle. There goes Roger Chu. Less than 60 seconds left, and CHP is going to settle up for another field goal. Molyneux is going to shank it to the left, and this score will remain the same. East Augusta takes his ball back.
Unexpected.
I thought he had that one too, but so far, 1 for 2 on the day for Mullen. No, Falco's looking to get some more points, and it looks like the receivers got tied up there. 2nd and 10. Five wide receiver set coming. It's going to be Falco looking for a man. It's going to be a middle field is open. Shanahan's running. Makes one man miss. He's getting chased down by McGowan. And he's going to get taken down right there, down to the 24-yard line with 30 seconds. And you see the efficiency right there. Left side here dropped. Stellar passing game so far for Falco. It's going to be keeping him moving. Right side's open for Huff. He'll get close to the 20. They'll call their second time out here with 21 seconds. Falco looking again. Look, middle of the field. Huff comes down with another catch. And they'll stop the clock for the 3rd time with the timeout. Trying to punch it in for the touchdown, I'm sure. Falco looking, left side's open, but dropped that one. He's going to set up 2nd and 10. They're going to keep the offense on the field here. Going 5 wide. Left side's open and dropped, and I think that was probably best case scenario there for Augusta.
Yeah.
And they'll go ahead and take the 3.
I was actually hoping they would catch it.
Okay, so Quattro, he is going to knock it through to make it a 6-point lead again right before the half. And got to give big props to that boy Shanahan. We talked about how stellar his catching ability has been so far this season, and he definitely made do on that play to give him some chance for some more points. It's going to be Jotto taking that to around the 30. Augusta on defense. At the very least, trying to hold them away for some points before the half. But they're going to settle for the short pass, and that's going to kill the clock right there. 9-3 is your score. Augusta coming out on fire on the offensive side of things. 186 yards so far for Hank Falco in the passing game. Got his touchdown. 16 for 25. You can't be mad at that. Bridges still looking for a little bit more consistency in the pass game. 11 for 21, 138 yards. Let's check out these stats here. Kevin Lee so far 6 for 72. And on the other side, Shanahan 8 for 133. Got his touchdown. Patrick McGowan got his sack. What are you thinking so far as we go through these statistics here?
In terms of just raw completion percentage, this is one of the best games he's had.
Most definitely.
For Bridges. 2 drops from Lee, that's really unfortunate, but that's the downside of getting fed a lot of bad passes. I mean,
most definitely. That is part of the process. Sometimes you got to go through and take some hits when you in that passing game when you don't have the greatest of quarterbacks. And we were kind of rapping about what would happen if Hank Falco had Kevin Lee as opposed to having a guy like a Moldy Cheese last season. That would just been, I think that would have broke the game in half. But hey,
I mean, the league would have been less fun to watch, you know.
Every team has its fair share of weaknesses for sure. But yeah, you love to see it. So far, the game is still in reach for Central Houston Polytechnic. They are the #1 team, but they still have a chance to right their wrongs in the second half. Let's see how it goes as we check out these stats here. Both teams have a sack, and East Augusta does have that fumble that got them their first set of points. So let's get back into the game. 28 minutes into the actual stream itself. Shout out to the people that stopped by, clicked on. Still need some more people up in here. Make sure you get your peoples up in here as Ricardo Queso Quattro sends that one to around the 14-yard line. Waylon Jotto on the return. Decent blocking to get him to the 30. Going straight for the 5 wide immediately for Bridges. Going to look for a man tossing deep and not happening right there in double coverage. It's going to be 2nd and 10. And I know for a guy like you, remembering how they had when they had Kenny Khan at the quarterback spot, you can appreciate the deeper passes going down the field, try to get some splash plays, but got to make better decisions too. Bridges looking, send the blitz, doesn't get home. Waylon Jotto gets hit right at the sticks, but not close enough. And it looks like East Augusta will get another stop. And I think if East Augusta wins this game, I believe Lake Geneva will be stuck at the number 3 seed. The only way they could move up is if East Augusta loses. So they'll be rooting for Central Houston Polytechnic for the comeback as Dean Schmidt makes one man miss and gets 8.
I mean, realistically, the 2-3 seed, because there's no home field advantage, it really doesn't change anything.
Right. And up to this point, it's been East Augusta and Lake Geneva played each other 3 times already. Up to this point, Lake Geneva won twice, I believe.
I thought it was EAU twice, actually.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that last game last week, East Augusta won. I thought it was the other way for it. It was a close one. That's what it was. But gonna be a flag on the play here. Aztec Comfort, the culprit. Aztec Culprit. That's his new nickname. 1st and 15. Honestly, don't know where I got that name because I made that bot name. I don't know where I got it. Aztec Comfort. 2nd and 10 coming up. The 3 wide receiver set. Got the running backs in the backfield if they need to block them, but they send them out to pass, and Magic Mahomes is going to come down with it 3rd and 1. Blitz hit as he throws and is going straight out of bounds. Good job avoiding the sack fumble there. And they'll just go ahead and settle for the punt right here. That was a perfectly timed blitz by CHP to force that one. Charlie Mack getting close to the 30. It's going to be 1st and 10. Edwards sniped by a couple of defenders after a gain of 1. Left side's open and dropped. Not happening there. It's going to be 3rd and 9. That was a 1st down there. Look at Sean Bridges with
88 hands. He gets so many drops.
And another one right there. That's not going to help things. 4th and 9. Got to make sure those passes get closer to the numbers. Give a receiver a better chance to come down with it. There's going to be another punt here for CHP. And a muffed one right there. But he does pick it up on the first gather. Gets close to the 20 is Matt Hammer. Falco looking for the pass play. Middle of the field and over the head of the receiver barely. Looks like he didn't adjust quick enough to the pass. Giancarlo on the right side of the offensive line will block a little bit. And he's not going to get it, but there's a face mask by Leonard, and it's going to give him a free 1st down. Going for the jumbo set here. And they'll go ahead and pitch to the right side for Dean Schmidt. A lot of blocks up front. It'll give him a gain of 9.
Wow.
So far out of the 2 running backs, Schmidt has been the more consistent one. And they'll give him another handoff here. They'll give him a 1st down.
I mean, Edwards can get as many yards as he wants. That fumble was so impactful that it kind of trumps everything at this point.
And almost threw a pick as Falco. It's going to be 2nd and 10. He had a man on the left side open right as he passed the football, but he didn't have a lot of time to do too much there. 5 wide receiver set coming. Going to toss that to the right and almost threw another pick and they cannot hold on to it. Falco looking, had to throw that one away right there. It's going to be 4th down, and CHP's getting this ball back. Sending that one away to around the 16-yard line. Charlie Mack getting that to the 20. It's going to be 1st and 10 coming.
And CHP really running out of time here. I know it's only the 3rd quarter, but
there goes Edwards there too. Juke moves running free to the 40, and that is what Edwards can do. What's going on, Beast? I see you. Real beast mode move right there, but couldn't quite get past that last one. But it's all straight here. But a drop, and that's a 1st down there, right? Gotta catch those. So far hasn't been too pretty for CHP, but still plenty of time as Lee catches, spin, moves down the sideline, and there goes that game-breaking speed touchdown. Bloodhounds. And I think that was Beast that gave him that one. He seen the coach come in. It's like, let me make a move real quick.
I was so worried that was going to be out of bounds.
He was right there at the edge, but he kept his feet in, and CHP is going to take the lead. What a play there. Definitely wide receiver of the year. No contest, in my opinion, outside of Jerry Riggs. But if he keeps on playing like that,
honestly,
it's going to be hard.
Dropped off lately.
Yeah, especially after that last game against Lake Geneva as well. Like, he didn't really have that much production. No pass completion right there by Augusta. I think that's 4 straight incompletions. Dropping off closer to 50% there for Falco. Trying to change it here. They will increase it with that pass, but it doesn't go up the field a lot. It's going to make it 3rd and 7.
I mean, I remember he was 16 for 25 at the half.
Falco, middle of the field's open for Huff, and he's going to get it to midfield, give him 5 more, and that's going to move him to the 45. And Huff has been sneaky good with those clutch catches this season. Not to mess his speed, but there goes Shanahan with another catch in traffic. He just doesn't care. Four wide receiver set here. Falco making it look easy, tossing it in. It looks like that's incomplete. Wow. He said it's glitching. What's glitching? I don't know what you mean. But Falco's going to toss this out of the back of the end zone. Rather have that happen than give the defensive player a chance at it. 3rd and 10. Going to send some people deep. Going to find Giancarlo. When he's forward, he's going to get it. And that's going to be a 1st and 10.
Way to collapse over the line.
Jumbo said here as we end quarter number 3. Augusta in prime position to take the lead.
I think a 1-point game is worthy of some 4s.
Most definitely. Get the 4s up in here right now. Right meow. Hand off to Dean Schmidt. He's sniped. And guess who? Patrick McGowan with another play. Falco looking again. Left side is open there for Giancarlo. He's going to turn upfield and get the 1st. And that's his 2nd first down of the drive. 5 wide receiver set deep in the red zone. A blitz here. And there goes Shanahan with touchdown number 2. Snap, gang. Getting into the end zone. And they're not going for 2. A peculiar thought process there, and he's not going to make it anyway. It's a 5-point game still.
So CHP has the time to just settle for 2 field goals and could get the win that way. With Molyneux as the kicker, that is a very real possibility.
It's going to be Waylon Jottle taking it to the 30 again. It's going to be 1st and 10. Now, if you're CHP and you do score a touchdown, do you go for 2 and make it a 3-point game?
I wouldn't.
4 wide receiver set coming up. Nice catch there by Lee as Edwards gets into East Augusta territory with that play. 8 minutes left in the 4th.
And the reason I don't is I'm worried about the safety walk-off.
Yeah, that is true. We've seen that a few times so far this season. Some in the best case scenario, some not so good, if I do say so myself. 1st and 10 here, handoff, and he's sniped. Is going to be Geronimo again. Look for a pass play over the head of Lee. It's going to be 3rd and 12.
That would have been field goal range. I mean, at the max end of it, but
5 wide receiver set here. Bridges looking for some plays, but he has to throw it away. And I seen Kevin Lee run past a few defenders on that one. So if they had some good protection, it could have been a touchdown. But they're going to have to settle for the punt. 6.5 minutes left in this one, and this punt looks very promising. And they do mark him down at the 1.
Oh.
Nice. Tapped it down right on time. This is a very peculiar position here for East Augusta. Hand off to Schmidt. He does give him some breathing room. It's going to be 2nd and 8. This is now where you want to turn the football over. It's going to be Falco looking, getting the comeback route there. No, the curl route is going to be 3rd and 8 after that incompletion.
we stop him here, we will have almost field goal position just from the return.
Right. Falco looking left side. Shanahan not getting the first on that play. It's going to be 4th and 3, and I think you're going to get exactly what you want. Cannot ask for better field position here for CHP as he doesn't even punt it past midfield. Charlie Mack, how fast can you go? He'll get a pass at 45. 41-yard line, and they are at the very least 7 to 8 yards away from really good field position. Edwards going to get him inside the 40.
Now just put Lee on the wide side for now. Okay, give me that fucking every route play. Here we go.
There you go. Another
and
catch.
he immediately stepped out. Crap.
3rd and 6 coming at the 37-yard line. And once again, they're about like 2 yards away from real good field position now. Oh, for field goal, left side here is caught by Lee. It isn't a first, but it will give him a chance here at around like a 49-ish yard kick. He did miss one from the left hash earlier. And Molyneux looks like he's going to push this one to the right off the uprights, and they'll keep a 5-point lead as East Augusta.
Well, now it's going to have to be a touchdown.
Look for a man here. Left side is open. Shanahan with another play. 1st and 10. Out the gates after that missed field goal. And Falco trying to push it deeper into CHP territory. Left side's open for Velasquez. Falls forward, and he's not going to get the first, but very manageable here on the inch line. Hand off here. Schmidt. He gets the first barely. Patrick McGowan does make the play, but not the play they needed. Hand off here to Schmidt again. Some nice blocking there, and he's starting to get some movement in that run game. 9 yards away for Schmidt will give him 50 yards, but they'll give it to the fullback. And Andre Crawford's going to pick it up for him at the 30.
They are, I mean, obviously for their kicker, it's a little dicier, but they are in range.
They're going to let the clock run here. Falco sack fumble, but is picked up by Kenny Flip Mode. Flame Dragon getting the sack. It's going to be 2nd and 18. That knocks him out of field goal range.
Man, a fumble recover there would have been so huge.
Falco looking. Left side is open for Shanahan. Again, makes one man miss. Got a nice block up front and inside the 15-yard line. What a play.
At this point, I would kneel 3 times and kick a field goal.
but they're going to keep the pressure going. There goes Schmidt. Can he make one other man miss? No, he can't. Timeout called there from CHP. And it wasn't within 3 minutes. So, yeah, that wasn't going to go for it.
We need them to pass it. Nope.
They're going to run it. Burn the final timeout here, CHP.
Yeah. Our last timeout was already burned, so it's running. That's why we need them to pass it.
Oh, yeah. 3rd and 2 here. They're going to let the clock run. So, obviously, they can't give up the touchdown, but if they get a first down, that's just as big. Either one works.
First down, they just kneel it out and win.
Forget that. They're going to take the touchdown with Giancarlo Velasquez, and that should be the dagger. And it's going to be kick up. Kick is good. And Augusta appears to be taking the victory in this one. What a game overall defensively. Definitely. They've definitely handled their business on defense. Offensively, the scoreboard speaks for itself. Waylon Jottle trying his best to give him a kick return touchdown. That's not going to happen. And they got no timeouts in 48 seconds, so they'll need another bomb play, an onside kick, and one more. There's going to be left side here for Lee. He'll get a big catch, but he's not going to get him past midfield. They're going to have to hurry it up. Left side here, Kevin Lee's just going to take this one out of bounds with 29 seconds. Beast Rage quitting in the chat. Hasn't really been a favorable game for him in this one, but still got week 12 and the playoffs to turn to. Kevin Lee trying to get away. Elects not to go out of bounds, surprisingly. It's going to be 1st and 10. And he's going to go ahead and spike it as Bridges. It's going to make a 2nd and 10. That 10 is very significant. We have 10 seconds left in this ball game. I don't think it's going to be enough for them to do too much here. Right side here for Lee, and it's not going to happen. 7 seconds left. Bridges under pressure, still finds Lee, cannot get out of bounds, and that's going to close the deal in this one. East Augusta, welcome to the number 1 seed here. 22-10 is your score. And what a big game there by Shanahan. I believe that's his first game over 200 yards receiving on the season, if I can remember. But a real big game there. 14 catches, 2 TDs. Geronimo had some tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Falco with a beast game. 1 catch shy of 30 completions. Slinging the rock everywhere. Got his tight end involved. You can't be mad at that. No interceptions on either side. What are you seeing from these two teams here going into week 12 in the playoffs?
I mean, again, I feel like this is the best performance Bridges has had, but just so much went wrong from other players. You know, we had that massive fumble from Edwards, Molyneux missing, I believe, 2 field goals.
Yeah.
And he's normally automatic, you know, like those are huge differences that obviously it ended up not being a 1 possession game.
I was thinking that 1 extra point that East Augusta miss was going to play a factor in this one a little bit more, but actually turned out the opposite kicker on the other side that did not come out to play when they needed to, and it definitely did hurt them, especially having the chance to have 6 points on the board. It would have been 1 more touchdown, just like that one to Kevin Lee could have gave him the lead and possibly the win. You never know, but real big game here for East Augusta. They needed it. Central Houston Polytechnic, they still got some work to do going into the playoffs, especially coming into it as being the number 2 seed now. So got 3 sacks total by both teams. One turnover. That was that only turnover on the first CHP's offensive play. And let's check into these stats here. 62% from Falco. Definitely a big game that all the GMs up top will be looking at when they start doing their draft board. I know there's one team that's looking forward to try to get after him, but I'm not going to talk about that. Going into these stats, Kamani had a few targets but couldn't bring them in. Looks like it's Shanahan, Velasquez, and Huff that were the main peeps here in regards to receptions. Magic Mahomes had his big plays as well. Schmidt out the backfield only had one catch and one target, so you can't be mad at that. Blaze Henderson, a quiet 7 tackles, did not get any behind the line of scrimmage, so he was just out and about around the field doing his thing. Can't be mad at that. Even Giancarlo Velasquez getting 3 tackles, and everyone else in regards to the users had 3 or less in regards to the defensive side of things. So once again, like, not too much explosiveness, like didn't get any interceptions, but they were making those stops, which is, you know, the most important thing at the end of the day, especially in a game like this. Going into the return set and the kicking set, Ricardo Queso Quattro missed 2 extra points, but it didn't hurt the team all around. Going into CHP's side, 53% there for Bridges the second. Rushing side, 10 for 46, averaging 4.6. Can't be mad at that for Edwards. But that was mostly because of that big carry. Yeah.
He had half of it on one carry, yeah.
Let me see here. Kevin Lee kept doing Kevin Lee things, even though he did have those 4 drops as well. But I'm not 100% sure if that was going to make too much of a difference.
I mean, Shanahan had 4 drops as well, and he didn't have as many targets.
That is fair. Charlie Mack, the leading tackler. Patrick McGowan has another sack on the season. Molyneux, Marshall, and DeBot Leonard had 5+ tackles on the day. Ethan Moore had 4. Dragon had 4. Let's see. Warren Waters, such a dope name. I might make that my next filler. I'm not even going to lie. Edwards also had 2 tackles. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Dom Toretto Jr. had 2 tackles. And Pablo Sanchez III had 1 tackle, a TFL. Mojo Rising with 1 tackle as well. Going into the returners and the kicking team. And that's really about it there for the CHP EAU matchup. Going into week 12 next week. It's going to be a fun ride as always. And we'll go ahead and show you what we have going on tomorrow. It's going to be St. Louis at Arizona for the USFA mode. And I can't wait to see this game as well. It's going to be your mom versus Sir Lancelot in a wide receiver battle to the death. And what are you thinking about this matchup while I look up who's playing in week 12 for next week?
I mean, who's going to bet against Arizona? St. Louis has been a very inconsistent team to where you just no clue what to expect from them. And since they made the trade for the Jackson brothers, Dexter Jackson has worked out for them very well. And I can't wait to see what he does against Ulf. But honestly, it's St. Louis's offense that hasn't really been that great.
Most definitely.
Despite having your mom, and then adding to that by putting Jackson at receiver, they just haven't been getting it done.
Mm-hmm. And looking into what we have for week 12 CSFA wise, looks like East Augusta will be finishing off the season with Orlando Tech. OC State and Lake Geneva will have a battle, and then it'll be on Twitch, CHP and Mile High. Yeah, that'll be the main event.
It looks like we'll be seeing Lee on Saturday again.
Looks like we're going to close the slate with the 2 best wide receivers in the game, Lee versus the homie Riggs, and what should be a great matchup as well.
I don't know if you can say that anymore. Has Shanahan passed him?
Not in yards, I don't think. No. I know catches he has. I know catches he's definitely beat everybody, but In regards to yards, I think he's still down there a little bit. Yeah, that game right there only brought him to around like 800 something yards, while Regs is still over 900.
But he did pass him in touchdowns.
Surely did. He has now 5 on the season. Kevin Lee, you're still leading the way. You got 7 now, right? Yep. So 6 plus 1. And yeah.
Might also be a week behind. I don't know if this has last week's games in it.
I'm pretty sure. Did he update it? Let me see. I don't think he did.
I feel like those yardage numbers have been the same for a while.
Okay. Yeah, we'll double check that. I'll go ahead and hit up AW in regards to that just to be sure. But outside of that, we could go ahead and wrap it up. Can't wait to see the closeout of week number 11 for the homies in the USFA. And then we got week 12 coming up next week. Don't make sure you stand by for that. It's going to be a fun ride. But outside of that, it's your boy Stacks and Colby once again in the booth. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time. And we out here.